What's going on, folks? We are here at Iowa Speedway for race day. It is the penultimate race of the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series schedule. Man, oh man, a short track to almost end this season off. Next week at Las Vegas, we will crown a champion. But right now, the Plomin Hard Fork 200 going to be today, right now in honor of Matthew Plomin, who unfortunately left us too soon. And rest in peace to him and his family for sure. But hey, right now we're going to be getting this thing going. Trackside right now, going to be going on to qualifying. Take a look. Oh Lord, Nick Light's already into the wall here into turn one. Here we go. Hard track today. Iowa Speedway, about 3/4 of a mile, just about. Basically like a Richmond clone in some respect, but a little bit more banked, and definitely multiple groove racing can happen here. So really cool stuff. Tim Robb on track right now too. Again, going for a couple of different championships. Tim Robb going for that Challenger Championship. A lot can happen, but the one that we're all looking for is that champion of the series. Everyone right now going to be in that lime green banner. There's Devin Smecker. Everyone in this car right here, this design, lime green is the one that you want to have on your car right now, and going for that championship tonight. We decide the championship for next week at Las Vegas. Obviously a lot going on as far as drama and who's going to get in, who's going to get out. Devin Smecker looking pretty quick though right here. Blaze Crawford as well on track. Another fast one to look out for. A couple of these guys look really good entering this race, but also, you know, in general right now. Here comes Frankie Barroso. Here he is. He's 20 points out entering this race. So he needs, maybe not a win today, but definitely going to need a really, really good result. Stage points as well. A lot on the line today for sure. Grant Salzano, here he is, sideways in turn one already. Brandon 6, another one. Getting his tires warmed up right now. 10 points out of the playoff final four here, so needs a big day. Can make it happen for sure, but a lot going on. A couple of guys not qualified just yet, don't believe. Still waiting on a few. I believe I haven't seen Brandon Bowie come out yet. Yeah, not yet for him. So a couple more still to go. Tyler Dohar right here as well. The only person we know who is cleared to get through to next week is Brandon Bowie. We'll see him on track here soon, I would imagine. So Brandon Bowie won last week in New Hampshire, so does not need to necessarily worry about this race. Kind of a freebie for him. Here comes Matthew Fleming as well. Right now, 10 points up on the contender battle. Looking really, really good to try and get into that final four for next week. Looking good as usual. Michael Johnson here. Right above that cutoff line for that championship four. Ooh, stops before the line so he can restart his lap. It's a smart move right there. Couple guys, Austin Salyers here now. Took last week off, but wasn't really optional. He was voluntold, I guess, to sit out based on his actions from the previous race in Martinsville. So that can happen, but he's back today, and I know he's pretty excited to go. So a lot going on, but yeah, Brandon Bowie going to be good to go. He's locked into that championship four. Today's kind of a freebie for him. So there's 3 more drivers really trying to figure out who is going to get to that front four for next week already at Las Vegas, the championship race. And Michael Johnson's going to try and do that same thing here. Man, he's been consistent all season long. And if we're going by, you know, traditional points, you know, old school NASCAR style, Michael Johnson is the leader right now. He's very, very fast. And there he is right there. P2 on the board. That's really, really good. So Michael Johnson's second place right now. Looks like that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be it. So Christian, who is that? Christian Angel, I believe, is going to be the pole sitter today. Unbelievable. They kind of snuck out past us a little bit. we didn't get to see him qualify, but there he is. Pole sitter today, Christian Angel. Right now, a quick warm-up session going to be going down. Again, they like this to go ahead and practice some pit road entry and exit and kind of get warmed up here. So we'll take a second, go and thanks to the sponsors, folks. We'll come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, folks, we are back right now, just about to get the Plomin Hard Fork 200 going here. A lot on the line today. There he is, Brandon Bowie, locked into next week's championship race at Las Vegas because he won at Martinsville last week. So, excuse me, New Hampshire last week. So good stuff here for him. No worries getting through today's race. Obviously, he has some teammates, you know, looking at Brandon Six, Frankie Brosso, Michael Johnson, all trying to get into that championship as well. So, you know, how can he play a role, right, in maybe affecting their race, right, positively? We'll see. Christian Angel, here he is. The man on the pole, according to our scoring here. So good stuff right there. A big update, by the way, today, folks, in iRacing. Man, they changed a lot of graphical things. They changed some cool stuff where if dirt or gravel gets kicked up, you know, from those, you know, parts of the track, they can be, you know, like they can be thrown over to the sides. It's really, really cool. So they added some cool stuff. The graphics overall too in the sim, I feel like are a lot better as well. I'm seeing different textures and whatnot looking pretty good. Like Christian's particular paint scheme here looks a little more shinier than they used to be. I feel like they definitely changed the lighting quite a bit. Looks quite well, or quite good. Oh, there's George right there going around. You can see it, all that dirt right there right next to him. That wasn't a thing before, but now it's something where it can just get kicked around. So as we see wrecks today, and hopefully not many of them, right, but we might see that dirt kicked up on the track and whatnot, and marbles. Pretty cool stuff. So there we go. Warm-up is done. They're getting it down to the race. Man, I cannot wait to get this thing going. Iowa's always fun. Every season we've done this, it's been a really, really fun time. Very, very competitive, and always a blast to watch. And kind of a shorter race. It's 200 laps. Not a whole lot going on in that regard. So we'll see how it goes today for sure. Christian Angel, though, on pit road. He will be the pole sitter today. Good stuff right there. Michael Johnson in P2. Andrew Phipps in third spot. Max Brady in P4. Devin Sprecher P5. Nick Lights in P6. Blaze Crawford in P7. Dohar in P8. Dylan Bates, 9th place. Trevor Zelazny in 10th. Daryl Young right now in P11. Frankie Barroso, 12th. Austin Salyers, 13th. Tim Robb, 14th. Pont, 15th. Matthew Plomin right here in 16th spot. Grant Salzano in P17. Anderson, 18th. Gastorn in P19. Marshall Harris, 20th spot. A couple of surprises back here, too. Joseph Maley, P21. Bowie, 22nd. And Brandon 6th and 23rd. So, interesting call here by these guys. Villalobos, 24th. And Thomas George going to round up the field today in 25th. So, man, a couple of guys here choosing to stay in the back. Interesting decision there. So, fuel-wise, they could stage 1, excuse me, will be 50 laps. Stage 2 will be basically 50 laps. So, 50 and 100 will be the stage lengths. So, going to be interesting to see how they decide to navigate this. This race should be a lot of fun. Here we go, though. Michael Johnson, Christian Angel. Big race and a lot of implications today, right? Who can get themselves to the Championship 4? Obviously, we have those lower tier championships as well, right? The contenders and the challengers. But right now, we're going to focus on who can get into that Championship 4. Again, everyone with the green banners, they're going for it. The only one safe is Brandon Bowie. And he's starting right now way in the back, but he's locked into that Championship 4. Everyone else here, though, is not. And some guys are pretty well safe on points, but you just don't know how these races can go, right? So you have to have a good stage 1, a good stage 2, and just an overall clean race and be there at the end. Just like this season. Almost at the end. But right now, we're going to be at the beginning here of the Plomin Hard Fork 200 as the pace car turns left. Geico restart zone. Here we go. Christian Angel. Green flag is out. Already 3 wide on entry. Michael Johnson skies it all the way around. Man, just rockets it right around. Turns 1 and 2. Gets that lead. And just like that already, lead changes all over the place. Max Brady way up high right here. We're going to see that quite a bit today. The high line works quite well. Almost just as fast, but the tires will wear out a tad bit faster. Think of it like an auto club, but smaller. Good stuff. Already back in the field. Gotta be careful coming out of turn 4. It typically is pretty loose. It's a lot like Richmond, where the exit of turn 4 can get really dicey, especially on throttle. But look at this. Blaze Crawford just powers it through past Nick Lights. And there he is with that Plomin Hard Fork. Number 2 right there, looking good. A couple of guys, though, already rocketing to the front of the field. Just like that. Blaze Crawford. Devin Sprecher, though, look at him. Already. Oh, no, Nick Lights is around right here. Just about to go to a Hosky hot lap, but Nick Lights was around in turns 2. No damage on that machine right there. I know he's having a hard time with that. Nick Lights is, by the way, a championship driver. That lime green banner wasn't on the car. That's fine. Sometimes on update day, things can be kind of wild, so all good. But that can happen. Let's take a look back at it if we can. Seems like a solo car incident here, so we'll try and find out what happened to Nick Lights. Yeah, he's already around, so I mean, hey, a great angle of that paint scheme, but not exactly the way he wanted it to turn out. So let's try and get one more look here. Oh man, he's already sideways. He's gonna get hit here by Dylan Bates. Some net code right there. But yeah, it just goes around. So this actually happened quite a bit ways back. I want to find out if there was contact at all. Oh, okay. Yep. that answers it. Yeah, kind of too wide here. Try and get a better angle. Yeah, so he's up. He's outside of Andrew Phipps right there on the 22. Couldn't really tell by the angle, but kind of seems like maybe Phipps came up or Lights came down. Hard to really say, but that's going to affect for sure these guys. Nick is not going to have a lot of damage, but Dylan might in that 91. But again, still early in the race. A lot can happen. Right now, lap number 6. So no worries. Kind of a short race today. 200 laps. Stages are short. 15, 100. Kind of a standard race today. Pretty good. Chat, how are we doing today? I know we're not on X today as well. We'll be doing that maybe in the new season. I'm not going to go back to that next week as well for the finale. We'll stick to YouTube for now, but appreciate y'all being here on the YouTube side of things. Brantley in the chat. How we doing today? Lovely to see you. Nancy Zelazny. Let's go with Zelazny 23. Okay, we get the fam already involved. Trevor right here in P6. Looking good today. Yeah, I don't expect to see a lot of, I mean, hey, listen, Martinsville, New Hampshire, last couple of weeks, pretty rough, right? Martinsville, I think we expected that. New Hampshire, I don't know that I expected that. I feel like that should have been a cleaner race for sure. And by the way, New Hampshire, in this newest update today that came out, man, it is sick. It drives so much different, so much better, a lot more grip, and they updated all the artwork, and they made it fresh, and it looks really, really good. So happy to see that for sure. But yeah, a lot going on for sure. Man, the championship already next week. Crazy stuff. Stage points here today are going to matter quite a bit, and obviously Michael Johnson looking to advance himself into the next round. Here's my concern for MJ though. Man, he is so good when it comes to getting these points and being where he needs to be in the points or in the playoffs to get himself, you know, into the next round, right? I can realistically see him get to that championship 4 just on points, but man, I feel like the championship 4, you know, the champion is going to be the guy who wins next week's race. It just seems like it always ends up that way, right? So, get MJ, you know, hey, could he get his first win in the championship race? We'll see. We've seen it before in season 1. Let's go, though. Back green flag. Michael Johnson, Max Brady. Back green. Great stuff right now in turns 1 and turns 2. You can see the outside line really work. It's magic. Max Brady and teammate Blaze Crawford really can make it happen on the outside line here. It's really, really nice. You can send it in deep. Both lanes work really, really well. Right now, Max on the move here on the outside. And he's got it here. Might have a harder entry. Just wraps it around really, really good. This is a track, and I mentioned it earlier, right? It has the grip levels to do this. It's really kind of nice. Typically in seasons past, the setups at the time were kind of loose. This place has been notoriously loose, especially at night. But man, with these premier setups, and especially with just kind of how iRacing's been developing, you know, over time, this place has really become lots of fun and usually a highlight on the schedule. So far, man, this is great racing. Brady and Johnson kind of flipped sides right there and made it work. Good stuff. Dylan Bates still working on right now. Daryl Young and Christian Angel, the pole sitter. Good stuff right there for him. That's one extra bonus point. Obviously, playoff points don't really mean a whole lot in this round because you don't really need those to get into the championship, but every point matters. Ooh, 3 wide here in the back. Brandon Six, Salyers, and Gasorn. Man, awesome racing so far. You can really see they can just maneuver the way they want to. I know a lot of the guys said the setup here is kind of on the tighter side, but honestly at night that's not a bad thing because the grip is going to be there, right? And with this many cars on track, you're going to get a lot of grip levels, especially as the rubber gets put onto the track. So I don't see a lot of guys, you know, kind of getting a little squirrely, you know, on exit, things like that. So far, really, really impressive stuff by everyone. Let's go back to it. I wanted to jump on board real quick. Devin Schmecker a second ago. Let's try it now. Go on board real quick. A little Hosky hot lap as we do. Get a couple laps here in the number 26. Yeah, so you can see kind of a shallow entry right here. Downshifts into that turn 4. A couple of bumps, big bumps in turns 1 and 2, right in the middle. Can't really accelerate until after that bump. Another shallow entry here for Devin. So he's kind of feeling good here. You can see he just has a good handle on it. That wheel isn't really moving around a whole lot, right? So that's a good sign. Usually that means they're tight, but in this case, just seems very, very neutral, which is not a bad thing at all. Devin kind of getting his way back to the front. Currently sitting in top 5, so really good stuff for him right now. Dylan Bates not too far back, and we know he's going for that contender, the Challenger Championship as well. A lot of guys up for grabs here for the playoff implications. Frankie Barroso fighting alongside Tim Robb. Frankie thought he was going to go inside there for a second, but looks like he chose not to. Here's a guy, though, Frankie, he needs stage points. He's 20 points out of the championship 4 right now based on points, so he needs stage points. And if not stage points, probably a win, right? A win is an automatic berth. Gonna be tough, though. A lot of different things going on. Whoa, Thomas George around here. Might bring in a caution out. Ooh, slows it down. Nothing yet. Decides to reverse it on track, even though he didn't need to. And keeps it going. All right. Thought you were slick, Thomas. I know you're trying to bring out that yellow. Come on now. Either way, no damage on that 17. Good stuff for him. We stay caution free right now. That's good. More green flag racing. A tough battle back there, right? Always a lot of these guys fighting for everything they can, and so far good stuff. I mean, Tyler Dohar right here in the back, Grant Salzano. Hey, these guys are going for their contender, you know, battles and challenger, right? These guys, though, this is kind of their MO. Kind of sit back and kind of figure it out. Not a bad thing, though, right? Kind of just avoid the mess. That might be a lot of the strat as well. Big battle here. Salyers, Brandon Bowie navigating through right here. Again, Brandon Bowie, that 34 machine, he is good to go for next week. He is already locked in from his win at New Hampshire. And then Nick Lights obviously spun out earlier on lap 4, so he's trying to get himself back onto the front of the field, really, get that track position. So not going to help, obviously. Passing's going to be tough here. In one spin like that, right? You can knock yourself out of stage points, and that's usually pretty big. Big battle here. I think I saw a second ago. I thought I saw 3 wide maybe, but I think it was just Brandon Six here and Joseph Mealy Try and get a quick glimpse of these cars real fast. Yeah, Joseph Mealy, there he is. Plomin Hard Fork on the side. We'll have to bring in Devin or Nick maybe at some point, maybe even Joseph at some point to talk about the Plomin Hard Fork. There it is on the front right there, Nappy Plomin. Dedication to him today. He was very close to a lot of their sponsors and just overall a good guy. So condolences to his family, obviously, and man, just a tough situation to be in. But man, right now, good racing. Halfway through the first stage, Michael Johnson as the leader still. Man, just kind of holding down the fort, looking really good. Blaze Crawford, P2, Max Brady in third spot. All looking very, very good. I'll tell you what, the graphics they updated today in this major update, man, it changed a lot, I feel like. You know, for me, I've got a pretty decent PC, obviously, but I can just tell, man, the lighting, I think, is really the thing that sticks out to me the most. It just looks a lot better. Reflections and things like that just seem like they just kind of nailed it. So, pretty cool stuff there. Always making this sim better for sure. Jackson Anderson up, well, not really up front, but getting towards the front here. P11. Just outside the top 10. A couple of guys really wrapping that corner pretty well. It's good to see. Jackson Anderson makes his way there around. Yeah, Brentley in the chat, way better. I mean, like, for me, like, I can kind of tell it's better, right? But part of me wants before and after, just because that is usually a better way of indicating. But for me, I feel like the lighting just seems better for that. Like a lighting and like a reflections kind of a thing, but I could be wrong. Man, good racing. 30 laps into this race, though. Daryl Young, I'll tell you what, low-key impressed right now with Daryl Young. He's not typically a guy who's, you know, listen, just great at tracks like this, shorter tracks, or, you know, but man, he's doing great. P8. It's awesome. Has some right side damage there, actually, on the right front, but looking pretty good. Some pressure here by Tim Robb. But really good stuff. This place is just so racy, folks. I you know, I like Richmond, you know, as a short track, but personally, I like Iowa better. It just has, I mean, man, the racing is just so good, and the right side especially, it can really just, you can really nail it. Man, this racing, though, is getting intense. Look at this. Brendan 6 sends it in here. Kind of doors Jackson Anderson a little bit. Not going to give him any room at all. Man, really good stuff right here. Right in front, too. Tim Robb getting around. Frankie's getting through that back end of the top 10 right here. 3 wide entering this corner. This is the nice thing, right? There's not many tracks, quite frankly, where you can run 3 wide, 2 wide with this car. This car is just, it's got some tire issues, you know, on the sim and things like that as far as degradation and overall wear and heat. But man, this race puts on a banger every time. This track. Up front, nothing's changed yet. The lead is basically still the same. Michael Johnson holding on to that #1 spot. This is good for Michael Johnson, right? You get a lap led, maybe even most laps led, extra points. Every single point matters today. A couple of guys here looking great too. Trevor Zelazny, the P4, Christian Angel, your pole sitter right now in P6. Devin Spracker not too far back either. So a lot of good guys here. Flagship really kind of showing up. Crawford, Brady, and Zelazny all right there. Really impressed. I'll tell you what. While we're here, man, Trevor Zelazny, he won Atlanta right before the playoffs started. Had to win basically to make it into the playoffs. I feel like he's kind of my comeback driver of the year in a way. Trevor Zalazny, I mean, last couple of seasons, he's been good, consistently good. But man, I don't know what happened, but something just kind of clicked, and he just became really, really fast. And we saw it at Atlanta, obviously. We're seeing it now. But up front, quite often. And, man, usually pretty well clean, too. So, got to give it to him. Good stuff. Top 5, top 6 really kind of shaking it up right now. And this is the racing we want to see. Big battle back here, man. Matthew Plomin, Austin Salyers. It dives it down low. Good stuff right there. Salyers still has that, well, normally I would say preferred groove, but here it doesn't really seem it. It seems like the high line's kind of where you want to be. A lot of guys moving around. Brendan Bowie way up high, obviously. Nick Light's not too far back. Well, right on board, actually, Nick Light's, because he is really on the way through this field. I mean, here he is. So right behind this big battle here, Salyers and Fleming right in front. And Nick, he has to go. I mean, there's not really an opportunity here for him to kind of lay back. He needs these stage points. He has to get back to the front. We have 10 laps to go in stage 1. And so far, just really, really good job. Almost kind of dominating 1 and 2 right there a little bit. Pretty good move. He's fast, you can see it. But man, that track position is so key. Passing is just difficult. He's making a stick. Sliding around here a bit. Man, really good stuff overall. Couple of changes here for the front of the field. Christian Angel, man, he is just on a tear today. Didn't get the initial start he wanted, but look at him, P3. About to pass Michael Johnson, Blaze Crawford here for 3rd spot. That's really, really good stuff. I'll tell you what, anytime you can pass Blaze like that, that's a big move. I mean, Blaze, obviously, if you're not aware, Blaze Crawford recently completed the Contender Series for the iRacing Coke Series, and I believe now is eligible for the Coke Series. I guess he's in the top 30, so just needs to get picked up by a team for the Coke Series for next season. But man, that's pretty cool stuff. So Coke Series driver, essentially, right? And Christian Angel got past him. I'm assuming based on tires. Look at him right now. He is quick. Devin Srecker back up to the front. Took the #1 spot over. I wonder if we're worried about fuel. Obviously, we're looking through the field a lot of these times, but hey, in the moment, man, Srecker took the lead. Fuel might be a concern because Christian Angel is just getting through these guys. Good stuff. My notes, we thought fuel was about 55, 60 laps perhaps, but good call here to get through. Still 3 wide almost in the back of the field. That's a good point. Cars are freshly waxed. Yeah, I like that. That's a good point. They don't look dull. Yeah. They don't look dull. They look like they pop. So 5 laps to go here in the first stage. And man, getting pretty wild. Frankie Bros up front here up to P7 in that stage points bubble. Look at this though. Brandon 6, Mealy and Rob. Man, they are not giving it up right now. Again, a lot of these guys need these points to advance into their championship. The main championship obviously is the one they all matter the most, but ooh, 6 so close right there, 3 wide. Man, really good stuff here. But this is the racing we have wanted to see, because quite frankly, a lot of these tracks in this car, man, it's a single groove track, right? And you maybe got to get the guy, high a little bit to pass him, but this is just super good. Love to see this. Devin Sprecher, though, up front in that #1 spot. Hey, stage 1 right here could be huge for his playoff hopes, right? get himself into that next round. You get the 10 points plus the 1 playoff point. Lap 49, so 1 more lap to go here. And we'll find out, right? Is this a fuel thing? Or have the tires just fallen off that hard, right? Where Michael Johnson, Blaze Crawford fell off like that. But we'll see. Either way, Devin Sprecher gonna come around here and gonna win stage number 1 for the Plomin Hard Fork 200. Man, really impressive run actually for Devin Sprecher. He was kind of hovering in that top 5, top 6, and then just kind of nailed it right there. So really good stuff for Sprecher. Angel, Michael Johnson, your top 3. Blaze Crawford, Max Brady, top 5. Zelazny, Barroso, Tim Robb in P8. Joseph Mealy, and then Dylan Bates rounds out the top 10 for stage points. Impressive stuff so far. Devin Sprecher is your stage winner. Also, Christian Angel right behind him as well. So we'll wait just a second to have them come down pit road. In the meantime, actually, let's go take a quick commercial break. We'll thank a sponsor or two. Come right back, folks. All right, folks, we are back right now to the Plomin Hard Fork 200 in Iowa. And right now, pit road is a busy place at the end right here of stage 1. Who can get off first? Devin Sprecher, gonna be that guy, and then a huge traffic jam behind him. But man, good stuff right there. All over the place. Let's bring in real quick Devin Sprecher if we can. Give him a good talking to here. Where is our boy? Yeah, hold on now. Where is he? Aha, here he is. There's the man, Devin Sprecher right now, stage 1 winner. Looked really good by doing that too, man. Looking fast right there. Top 5 all race so far, and pretty good race so far, man. So, hey, how'd you do it? Was it fuel? Is it tire wear? Like, good stuff.
Yeah, no, that was all tire management. I'm not as good as most of these guys when it comes to hot lapping and Q lapping, but whenever I get an opportunity to save tires, I really feel like my abilities can shine, and those guys just burn their stuff up there, and you know, it's very tempting to want to go early, but just I had to wait until our lap times evened out, and once our lap times evened out, I know I could start pushing it, and I had 2/10 a lap on most of those guys there for the last 20 laps, so we'll do it again here. That stage worked out perfect. I love when we get green flag racing in the ASRA, and I hope it was a pretty fun show to watch coming through the field there.
Yeah, so far we're seeing some pretty kick-ass racing, not gonna lie. 2 and 3 wide all the way through the field, and you know, hey, clean and green is what we like, man. So far, good luck, or good stuff, dude. Good luck rest of the way, man.
All right, thanks, Steve.
There he is, man. Devin Sprecher. Just like so tires, right? Tires is the key. That's what we're seeing. So good stuff right now. Stage 2 going to be a little bit shorter, just because it's equidistant of a stage as far as lap count. So lap 100 will be what we race to for stage 2, and but we'll go back green here on lap 55, give or take. So, man, awesome time. Again, big thanks to you folks for being here, supporting the channel and the stream and the league, and hell, maybe even your favorite driver. So cool stuff. I'm gonna go back green here on lap 55 for stage 2. Familiar faces up at the front right now. Sprecher and Angel up front. Green we go. Big battles all the way through. 4 wide here. Oh, hold on to her. Brandon Bowie, man, 4 wide right there in between Jackson Anderson and Salyers. That was pretty wild. But they all made it through. The restarts we know are going to be pretty intense. Ooh, in the back. Marshall Harris keeps it going, maybe. He sure does. Good stuff there from Harris to hold on to her. Up the front, still chaotic right now. Everyone trying to figure out where they want to be. Smucker and Angel got to where they were at the end of that stage based on their tire savings. So that's huge to know, right? That's going to be everybody's information now. How do you save those tires and how do you get yourself to the front? Hold on to it, right? So Smucker and Johnson right now doing a good job. Right behind them, though, man. Everyone's still going for it. Great to see. On lap 58. The nice thing too about a track like this, you know, a lot of these tracks sometimes we see a lot of accidents and wrecks, you know, caused by guys, you know, diving it in too deep right on corner entry. And then when they do that, they hit the car in front of them, obviously, it makes a mess, they wreck. But in this case, the track is so racy, right? There's so many grooves you can run. You don't necessarily need to dive it in on somebody. You can kind of just go around them, right? And kind of naturally pick a different angle. I think we're seeing that a lot, so it's really, really good to see the variation. Ooh, I think I just heard... Okay, maybe not. I heard some kind of calamity back in the field here, but everyone seems good. Michael Johnson squeezing on through right here on the outside lane. Big move there for MJ on the outside. This goes back to the point that I was making earlier, right? You can kind of use the outside lane as a primary lane if you need to, right? As we're seeing for sure in this race. But the high line will kill the right front tire more than when you're down low. At least from experience. Maybe that's just me. But so in this case, you want to run low, but maybe, yeah, it's probably better to pass on the high line. But Devin right here, you can see him. He's okay with letting these guys know because he knows, as he just proved in stage 1, he can pass them on the long run. Man, really good stuff all the way around. Quick update on some guys in the back real quick. Dohar right now in 25th. Nobody's a lap down according to my notes here, so that is good. Dohar, though, in the back. I'm not sure if he's just kind of slow or what's going on here, but don't see any damage to his 78 machine. Looks pretty clean. Maybe just holding on to it, trying to save some tires. Who knows? But we'll watch out for him. Marshall Harris, we just saw him get loose a second ago, and looks pretty good so far. Celzano holding on to it. Gasorn, Pont, George. I mean, a lot of these guys kind of holding on right now. Again, not a bad move. You know, maybe they're not familiar with the track too much, but keep that car with all its fenders on. We'll have a good day for sure. Daryl Young holding on to it right now in 19th. Salyers, Villalobos, Zelazny. A couple guys stuck here in the back. Kind of shocking me, to be honest. Zelazny, we just saw him earlier in that top 5. Now he's mired back in 16th. Same thing really with Bowie in 6th. Teammates outside the top 10. This is not what they need. I mean, Bowie, I guess, doesn't matter to him because he's already locked in. But for Brandon 6, he didn't get stage points last stage. And now he's in 15th place. So unless he's trying to make a play for the race win, this is not it for him right now. I'll give you one guess as to what Dohar is doing. I'm going to guess saving fuel into oblivion. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to guess that. Although I will say that doesn't make a lot of sense because they just made it on fuel in stage 1, right? So why are we saving fuel? Who knows? Fuel should not be an issue in this stage, but yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go with it. Blaze Crawford up front right now in P1 has the #1 spot, so finally gets himself to the lead. And this is a strategy I feel like I'm surprised we didn't see earlier, honestly, with you know, Michael Johnson or guys like that, right? Is, hey, you know what? Maybe use up some tires early in the run to get yourself in the front, right? Get that clean air, get yourself in a good spot, and then start saving, you know, tires, right? We didn't really see that. So a lot of guys, though, up in the front, looking very quick. Blaze Crawford, Johnson, Brady, Bates, right now in P4. This is really good news. So this is exactly who, for the Challenger battle, Dylan Bates, Christian Angel, they're going right at it right now, and Tim Rock. That's pretty much the top, the three that are going for it. They got to be careful. Fleming, looking pretty good. Again, he entered into that contender championship. 10 points to the good, so really just needs a solid day today. But man, 2 and 3 wide everywhere. I am in love with the racing we're seeing today for sure. And I'll tell you what, with racing this good, man, I don't know. For those of you who saw the Season 8 schedule that was released, well, to be fair, I guess it was released in the league Discord, but not necessarily out to the world yet. I don't know. I mean, this race right now, it's kind of convincing me to you know, maybe change it up next season for the championship. We'll see, but really impressed. This is really fun stuff. Up front, though, man, look at this. Just great racing. Blaze Crawford out to about a second lead right now up against Max Brady, his teammate. Dylan Bates making a charge for it, too. But, again, I feel like a lot of these guys, right, it's funny when you get green flag runs like this, you know, minus the stages, right? Because I feel like a lot of guys, the tire saving, you know, ability is tough, right? And me as a driver, that's probably my worst attribute, is just I burn it my right front so much, and it's difficult to manage that because even if I think I'm saving, I'm not. And a lot of these guys, you know, you can tell, right? Brady, maybe Michael Johnson, they're probably approaching this stage differently because they more or less lost the first stage based on their tire wear. So they have to kind of rethink and look and see what, you know, Smucker and Angel did in stage 1 to get themselves back in the play here. But 75 laps already in here. Man, good stuff. Well, we have the time here, lap 75. Let's go to a Harpoon Design Bring the Noise segment. Take a look at this fast action short track here in Iowa. Impressive stuff as always from Bring the Noise again, folks. Hey, if you need a paint, look at all these paints right here, right? On the track, most of these are done by Harpoon Design. Go and check them out. Almost like, what, 3,000 paints on Trading Paints, almost 100,000 likes, favorites, whatever it is. man, do yourself a favor. Go and check him out. Harpoon Design. It's Brentley Roden on Trading Paints. Just like the dude in the chat. So, good stuff, man. Hey, lap 80. This race is turning out to be a banger. Good stuff. 3 wide almost in the back here. Teammates all around. 6. Barroso and Phipps. Phipps right now kind of in this weird spot up high right now and trying to make it work. The high line works pretty well if your car is kind of on the looser side. You can really... Ooh, Frankie! Really sideways there. Holy crap. I think he broke a little bit too late. In the back end, just kind of locked up. Watch out for that 48. A lot of these guys run some crazy back end master cylinders. Basically what that means is the back end, like the whole, the rear tires, they kind of jack up the master cylinder so that when they hit the brakes, the car just wants to turn, right? And sometimes when you do that, you gotta be careful in that case because, man, too hard, too much pressure, and that puppy will go right around. So, a lot going on here today for sure. Great nighttime race. Again for the Plomin Hart Fork 200. Blaze Crawford up front right now by 2.2 seconds. So definitely getting into a groove here. Max Brady, Bates and Angel going at it right now. Man, just an awesome, awesome time. Devin Sprecher still biding his time, I feel like. I think we've got 16 laps to go here. And he said it right. About 20 laps to go, we kind of started to figure out that the lap times evened out. Ooh, little bumperoo there maybe for the 91. Thought it got into him, but wasn't nearly as bad. Seeing his teammate, actually, Joseph Mealy, in the thick of it. Almost 3 wide. Tim Robb taking the Darlington line right here, up against the fence. Wasn't by choice, I don't think. He was way up there. Right now, really, really good stuff. Back in the field again. So Fleming and Phipps right there. A couple of guys here going for that Contender Series championship. Everyone, man, out here racing for something, it seems like. Pretty good stuff. So right now, Fleming and Dohar are the ones who are in the hunt for that contender battle. I mean, again, Dohar, though, way in the back. 25th. 8 seconds off the lead. Actually, more than that, excuse me. So, we've got to be careful, though, because don't want to go a lap down here. Especially to these leaders. They're really, really fast, man. 87 laps into this race. Winding it down now for stage 2. Christian Angel, Brady. Curious to see who has the answer for Brady, right? I mean, so Crawford, at his peak, had a 2.2 second lead. And now with 12 seconds left to go, do we finally see, you know, Angel, Sprecher kind of catch up to him, right? Do the same thing they did in stage 1. We'll see. Further on back, still seeing 3 wide almost. Multiple grooves. Mealy way up high there. Rob got a great run on the back end. Jump on board Tim Robb right here. Right in the middle of this action. Again, right outside the top 10 as well. So a lot of these guys still going for those stage points. They matter so much. 1.2 points. That might be all it takes to advance yourself into the championship. Also a cool camera angle here to really kind of showcase the banking of this track, right? Nice and banked. Very, very fast. Good stuff right now. Brandon Six kind of has found himself on an island right here, as well as Nick Lights. Kind of in between, or I guess past the big blob of cars behind him. It's a mess right there, but man, getting right through it's pretty good. Things about to change here for P2 maybe. Max Brady about to be swallowed up by Christian Angel. Again, tires playing a big role. Now the gap, though, is 2.4 to almost 2.5 seconds back, so I don't think they'll have the time to catch Crawford this time. But good stuff. That clean air means a lot for that leader. Good stuff for sure. Still, right here, kind of like mid-pack, right outside this top 10 is really where I feel like the battle has just not stopped. These guys are just racing and side by side the whole damn race, and it's so cool to see. Tim Robb right in the middle there. Barroso on the inside lane. Michael Johnson up there as well. He was leading for a while and then kind of in that top 3. Now he's back down to 13th, so I'm not sure if he had any issues on his pit stop, maybe back after stage 1. That could always be a possibility, but good stuff. Changing up front. Christian Angel just got around 2 cars right there. I believe he was behind them both just a second ago. Can they steam their way into that top spot? We will watch for sure. Watch that scoreboard and the gap. Great racing so far. I'll tell you what, this is, after the last 2 races, which can happen, right? Bad races can happen, but man, to have a race like this on a short track, it just kind of restores your faith in humanity. You know what I mean? It's cool to see. This is a great race so far. Really, really impressed. Tim Robb down low here. Frankie Barroso. Still, I swear, these guys are all 3 wide almost all the time here. Good stuff, man. Christian Angel, he's up to P2 now, 2 seconds back, so he is gaining for sure on Crawford. I was told Tyler Dohar was saving fuel. That is now a lie. He's a lap down now, unfortunately. So, saving fuel during a stage where you don't need to save fuel. I don't know. I don't know about that one. But lap 98. Ooh, little squeeze right there. Frankie might try and squeeze down low of Mealy. Man, he sure tried to. Didn't quite make it work. Tires, I'm sure, are screaming for a lot of these guys. Here we go, lap 99. Half a track away. Blaze Crawford. Just like that. Going to come around and kind of dominantly win stage 2 here for the Plomin Hard Fork 200. There he is. Stage 2 winner. 10 more points to get yourself into that championship race next week. That's bad news bears for the field for sure. Blaze Crawford up front. P2, Christian Angel. Devin Smecker. P3. Max Brady P4. Brandon 6. Up to P5 right there. Fleming in 6th. Dylan Bates P7. Nick Lights 8. Andrew Phipps 9. And Jackson Anderson 10th. So definitely quite a change up from the first stage. A lot of things changing for sure, folks. Good stuff. Let's take a quick step away. We'll come back for pit stops. Stick around, folks. All right, right now back at it again. The Plomin Hard Fork 200. Blaze Crawford is your winner for stage 2. Have Tim Robb staying out, I believe I just saw. So interesting call there. We'll see how that all works out. But right now, pit stops. The whole world came down right here. 4 tires, fuel we expect. Blaze Crawford out first. Couple of guys get to sneak on out. And there they go. Big change up. And good stuff. So yeah, so Tim Robb looks like he's going to be staying out front here. Interesting call. Maybe he's getting... Well, no, he wasn't a lap down, so maybe just, hey, you know what? Screw it. Get the track position, see what happens. But hey, good stuff either way. Let's bring in Blaze Crawford real quick if we can. See if we can track him down real fast. Where's our boy? Here he is. There's the man, Blaze Crawford right now, stage 2 winner. Kind of led that dominantly. Had about a 2-second lead in the front. Tires didn't seem to be really a problem for you as far as tire wear. But man, good stuff. How's the track feel? How do you feel, man?
Yeah, from stage 1 compared to that last stage, I feel a lot better for sure. Definitely got humbled there and figured out how to save some tire there in that second stage, and really paid off. It just kind of ran smooth and maintained a really good lead. So hopefully I can just replicate that here for the next 100 laps, and we might find ourselves in the championship 4.
That's good stuff, man. I mean, as the race is going on, is the track really changing at all? I mean, I know we're at night, but is it like, do you expect it to get looser, tighter as the night goes on?
Well, looking at the weather now, I think it'll kind of stay pretty close to the same, maybe free up a little bit.
Okay.
That's the only thing I could see it happening for me. But it's all really going to come down to how you drive the car, because I went from plowing tight because I overdrove the car the first run, and I was real loose the second run. So I think really just the driver handling and everything is going to be your impact on how the car handles.
Awesome, man. Hey, so far, a damn good race. 3 wide, 2 wide. It's really fun to see. So good luck, dude. We'll see you at the end.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is. Blaze Crawford, stage 2 winner. And hey, we're not lying. A banger of a race so far. Lap 104. So we're going to get 95 laps here. Only 1 caution for incident. That was on lap 4 with Nick Lights. Really minor, to be honest. But so far, green ever since. So getting through it. 95 laps to go, and like you said, right now there's no more play into cautions. Who has what it takes? Crawford and Brady up front. We saw these restarts be pretty wild back in the field. Ooh, as we're seeing it now, Frankie Barroso around here, and then Michael Johnson as well. Huge implications. Teammates all involved. We saw some really close wrecks earlier in the race. Man, Michael Johnson, Frankie Barroso here, all get tangled up. Hate to see that. But, hey, when you're mired to the back of the field, that's always going to be a bad day. So let's go back and take a look. Oh, it's already kind of going on here. So let's go all the way back to the green flag just to see if we can find a cause for this. We'll go chopper view. There we go. So we'll watch the 48 right there on the outside. Outside line does not really get going as well as we probably should have. But diving in here, turns 1. Oh, Frankie just flat out loses it. He got loose, Mealy kind of reacting in a way to what's going on there. And yeah, Frankie just goes around here into his teammate Thomas George. Big impact there. And then Michael Johnson has nowhere to go, kind of just holds the brakes and slides trying to wreck him. Marshall Harris hard into Frankie. Yeah, and Johnson goes around too into the inside wall. So, man, tough break for a lot of championship caliber drivers here, and drivers going for the championship. Frankie obviously being one, and Michael Johnson involved as well. So damage for sure on that right front of the 48. Michael Johnson has some damage, I believe, on the left front. Try and get a better angle here once he gets back out on track. So tough situation for these guys. But yeah, Frankie just kind of got loose. Unfortunate. Right now, though, we're back to it. So, second caution of the day on lap 108. Big wreck involving a couple of championship drivers. So, long way to go, though. Just about a little past halfway in the race. So far, a really good one. We'll step aside, folks. Excuse me. And we'll step aside. I'm going to go clear my throat, apparently. And we'll thank some sponsors, folks. Come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the Plomin Hard Fork 200 in Iowa. About to go green again after our second caution involving Frankie Barroso, Michael Johnson, and a couple others. Here we go, though. Geico restart zone. Back green. So far have been the... Ooh, there goes, speaking of which, Salyers. Oh, man, what a great save by Salyers. Was basically wrecked and sideways, but kept it going straight. Awesome job to hold off on it. Good stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, the restarts have been pretty wild. That's when guys can gain the most position, so obviously it makes sense that it's going to be the most hectic as far as causing cautions and things like that. But we stay green right now. Crawford up front. Brady. Dylan Bates really making a great move here in the top three. A little further on back, Christian Angel defending a couple of guys here. Zelazny and Andrew Phipps making it work so far. Matthew Pont in that number one machine. And doing a good job holding on to 12th place right now. Going to be under fire by Tim Robb. Lets him go here, looks like. Tim Robb doing a great job holding on to it. Grant Selzano back into the thick of things. Looking good there. 14th spot. Jackson Anderson, look at this. Michael Johnson just powers around on the outside. Kisses the wall on the outside. You got to be careful there. Trying to get himself back through the field. Obviously was just involved in that wreck. But has the speed to do it. Just has to recover well now. Has plenty of time to do that. Up front, these two I feel like have been the guys who have been really, really fast today. Blaze Crawford, Max Brady. Consistently up front. Obviously we've seen Christian Angel, Devin Smecker up front as well. Holding on to their tires and preserving them on the long green flag runs. And they've done a great job, but man, these guys holding on to their stuff is going to be key here. Now that things are a bit different here, back in the front, let's take a look actually. Lights. Run on board him real quick. In the cockpit. Man, under fire. Actually kind of challenging Trevor Zelazny a bit. A couple of guys here, so we're going to go hot lap. He has his teammate in the rear view a little bit, but man, shifting up to gear 5 right there. And back down. Big bump right here, boom, and then on the acceleration. You really can't throttle up until you get to that point. But I think this is going to be the challenge right here, right? In this last stage, you have to get through the field, but you have to hold on to your tires. So far, really good stuff here for Nick Lights. Lap 119, almost lap 120. As our leader right now, Blaze Crawford, gets through it right here. A couple of guys looking really good. A little bobble on Dylan Bates right there. Zelazny might find a way through. Pretty good stuff here. A couple of guys, if they save tires, I mean, hey, this might be a good opportunity to undercut, right? So we went back green about, lap 105. We had that yellow flag, but besides that, yeah, this could be a really good case to undercut. I think that could be a possibility. A couple of updates here. Grant Salzano. Oh, no, in the field, in the middle of the field. Salzano goes around. He was just in about that 15th spot. And then... gets it back going. Lord of mercy. So Joseph Mealy, it looks like, yeah, right in front of the field. Awesome. But keeps it going. No green, no yellow flag. I don't know how they didn't bring out a yellow flag. I'm not gonna lie to you. But let's take a look real quick. Mealy, I think, maybe started this. Oh, bang! Just hit him. Mealy luckily kind of drives through there. We saw what Grant had to go through. Man, tough break, but somehow no yellow. They just kind of steam through it. Good stuff. Top 5 really not shaking up too much. Top 10 really, for the most part, all in a line. Scott Casorn here in P11, man. I'll tell you what, clean race so far. Good stuff. A lot of these guys, you know, you watch them, you know, as the seasons go on, and, you know, Scott's been here for a couple of seasons now, and quite frankly, you know, it's just, my point ultimately I'm trying to make, it's just cool to see guys improve, you know, over the course of a season or two. And, you know, I mentioned Zelazny earlier on, Trevor Zelazny, and I kind of put Scott in that same category, you know. Don't really, I mean, you know, speed obviously might not be there all the time, but I feel like cleanliness, it's definitely improving, right? And that's the cool thing about it. You know, I've always said, hey, you got to race against really good competition to kind of get yourself better. And man, these guys put on a show every single time. Frankie Barroso in 20th. Keep in mind, he was just involved in that wreck a little earlier on lap 105, so not good news for him. Again, he entered this race 20 points below the cutoff line. Had some stage 2 points. I don't believe he had stage 1 points. So this is bad news for that 48. Pretty much needs a win, I feel like, at this point to advance to that final 4. A couple others. Brandon Bowie right here in P15. He's good to go. He won last week, right? So he is good to go for the Championship 4. He's locked in. Michael Johnson, next in line, has stage points. He's definitely done well today as far as points-wise. Can probably point his way in, but 13th right now. He'll need a good finish, I think, to really kind of solidify his Championship 4 hopes. Smrecker won stage 1, and I believe he was 3rd in stage 2, so definitely has the points to advance. Has to, again, just hold on to that final spot. Nick Lights, not great. Stage points not going to be there for him today, but Got to go for that win or pretty close to it. Brandon 6 came into this race 10 points to the bad, below the cutoff line. Didn't get stage 1 points. I think he had stage 2 points, maybe 6th spot in stage 2, so not bad. But he will definitely need, maybe not a win at this point, but most likely a very, very good finish. Zelazny up to P5, looking good. Man, a lot of these guys just playoff drivers. But no one's looked better, I feel like, lately than Blaze and Max Brady. Max Brady has put together, last round especially, in the round of 12, man, he just put it together and has looked really, really good. Good to see, for sure. Christian Angel up to P3. And yeah, knock on wood. But Christian Angel, this has been his best race this season by far. Incredible run today. Stage 1 winner. Pole winner. Stage 1 and 2. I think he was like top 3 in both of them. So really impressive run today in Iowa. Again, he's trying to go into that contender for. Trying to best his rival right behind him. Dylan Bates actually in that same category trying to go for it with him. So it might be those two guys advancing. We will see as the race goes on. But lap 133, we are starting to fly through this race. Big battle here for the top 5. Brandon 6, Trevor Zelazny. Trevor has definitely been fast in this race, but I feel like 6 has been almost, saving tires, but also kind of maintaining the speed. I think we're seeing that out of a lot of guys, right? Smecker proved it last in stage 1, along with Angel. So I think a lot of these guys are kind of just biding their time, right? And again, if we get green flag pit stops, that'll kind of separate, people too, right? Because a lot of these guys probably faster, entering pit road, exiting pit road. That could be key as well to the speed and the overall interval. But look at this, Christian Angel around P2 right now. So here comes Christian Angel up to P2 around Max Brady. Tell you what, Christian Angel can be playing spoiler today, I feel like. Very, very fast hot rod today in that 75. A little further on back, Villalobos right here in the back, Daryl Young. A lot of these guys, hey, you know what? They're in the back here, 15th, 16th, give or take, but solid runs. I don't see any damage on that 45. Even Daryl Young on that 71. So really, really good stuff. Good clean run. I know Daryl's next week, or I believe this week maybe, later on, going on a cruise and vacation, so I know he's happy for sure. He'll miss next week at Las Vegas, but I'm sure he'd rather be anywhere else. So good stuff there. Frankie Barroso kind of falling back still, P19. A lot of damage on that car, trying to make something up here. A couple of guys back here, Dohar, Ponce, Celzano. Celzano obviously involved with that wreck. Didn't cause a caution, but with Mealy not too long ago. So Celzano 1 lap down. Marshall Harris out of the race, and also Thomas George. So unfortunate for them. Dohar on the lead lap though. Making it work still on lap 140. Nothing changing so far. Blaze Crawford up front. Right now by 0.7 of a second. Christian Angel is coming. And he's got 60 laps right now to kind of catch him even more. So, man, we know a green flag pit stop is happening soon. It'll have to happen. I think the goal for a lot of these guys, maybe the faster guys too, right? If you're good on fuel strat or things like that, hey, if you can get to lap 150, 151, that might be the case. Split this stage in half, get to the end. Or, do we see guys who maybe come a little bit early and take tires and right the undercut? Could be huge as well. So A lot on the line here. Man, good stuff. Really happy to see this race turn out the way it has. In the meantime, folks, lap 140 before green flag stops start to happen here. Let's go and take a race day non-stop. We'll thank some sponsors, but you won't miss a thing on track. We'll come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, folks, back at it. Welcome back right now to the Plomin Hard Fork 200 Memorial Race from Matthew Plomin. Unfortunately, man, it was taken from us way too soon. And right now, lap 147. Wrapping up this race here pretty quick. Second to last race. Keep in mind of this season. It's gone by, man, so quick. About to figure out who's going to be the championship for in about 52 laps. Right now, though, a couple of guys. Matthew Pont comes down pit road, so green flag stops will definitely be soon here. Looks like Pont already making it happen. So I expect to see a lot of these guys come down pit road here in probably the next, I don't know, within 5 laps, I would say. Split the stage in half, come down pit road right when they can, right? That way you get the tires. And right now, Blaze Crawford out front. No one's really challenged him. I feel like stage 1, he was kind of learning how to save the tires, like a lot of these guys. But then once he got out front, he's really figured it out, right? And that clean air obviously helps as well. So, impressive run. Christian Angel with the career performance so far. Max Brady up to P3. Brandon 6. Hey, there he is, climbing through the ranks a bit more. Devin Sprecher not too far back either, right there in P5. So, props also. Look at this, Nick Lights up to P6 after his eventful day. Who is that? Christian Angel comes down pit road. Dylan Bates falls through, and Tim Robb as well. So green flag stops have started. I like this call, right? Come down pit road the second you can make it on fuel. And here we go. This could be the money stop, right? Not just for the race, but for your season. 4 tires, fuel, hey, maybe even 2 tires. Somebody might take 2 tires and shake it up. We'll see. Looking like 4 tires for that 75 machine. Dylan Bates and Tim Robb. Looks like the same thing for them. When does that send the leaders down pit road, right? Blaze Crawford not coming down just yet. Andrew Phipps, he's next in line. Sacrifices 9th place right there. A lot of these guys, though. Lap 153. You can't mess this pit up, right? You have to come in, not spin out on pit road, or not, you know, spit on exit. Come down, clean, stop, 4 tires, fuel, and then off you go. This pit stop could be what it takes to get yourself into the championship four. So do your job, right? If somebody else messes up, then great, but you gotta do your thing. In lap 154, we're still not seeing the majority of the leaders come down pit road. We saw a few did, but a bunch of these guys seems like they want to just wait it out. Perhaps they prefer the tires later on. Here comes Daryl Young now. That blackened American whiskey machine right there. And this is kind of the guessing game, right? When do they come down? Nick Lights. Oh! Did he miss pit road or? Oh no. I think he might have. Gasorn and Salzano follow him behind, but does Nick? See if I can find this real quick. Don't think I see. Yeah, man, I don't have any alerts that kind of. Maybe this one. Here we go. Comes down pit road or tries to. Oh no! Yeah, lost it. Just lost it right there. And kept it going. So, man, that right there, we talked about it. You cannot make mistakes like that. Mealy, his teammate comes down right here in P14, 4 tires and fuel, it would appear. Austin Sayers now down pit road. Now Fleming, oh no, does the same thing Nick Lights does. I mean, sure, I guess that works. We'll let it slide this time. I guess there's no rule for that, right? Hey, I missed pit road. I'll just back up. It works. Here the leaders come. Crawford, Max Brady, and Brandon Six all come down together. As well as Lasting. So this right here, this could be for the race win, right? Man, this is huge. Whoa, Villalobos in the background. Spun coming down pit road. Got to be careful right there. A lot of guys so far. Brandon Six right there. Takes 2 right side tires. Interesting call. We saw that. Looks like 4. We're going to go on the number 12, Blaze Crawford. So there it is. Brandon Six decides to take the 2 right side tires. How will that affect these guys? Here comes Smecker, Frankie, Michael Johnson. Rest of the field coming down pit road. And now, everyone who comes down, good to go on fuel. Fuel's not going to be a concern here. As we see Jackson Anderson. Oh no, Brandon Six comes down pit road again. What happened? That is unfortunate. Maybe he meant to take 4 tires. Or maybe he got a pit road speeding violation. We're not sure. That is a heartbreak for that 66. Tyler Dohar takes the lead right now. Going to be given that extra point for leading in lap 163 right now. Brandon Six still on pit road. Yeah, that might have been a 40-second hold. Potentially. Man, that is heartbreaking if that's the case. Like we said, hey, this pit stop could determine your season. You got to be so careful. Dohar comes down pit road now. That 78 machine. The pressure is on. You just got to be perfect in every regard here. Brandon Bowie takes the lead here. Christian Angel has the lead so far. Again, he pitted early. Here comes Bowie. Down pit road. He's kind of on a Sunday stroll today. Doesn't really need to win this race, but hey, you never know. Angel's going to lead that lap right there, so that'll be 1 extra point towards his playoffs, which could be big, right? One playoff point, or one point in general could be all you need. Dylan Bates in second, Tim Robb third. A couple of guys still haven't pit yet, but they are still trying to make it happen here. Blaze Crawford should be taking the lead back over here once green flag stops cycle through. Brendan 6 multiple laps down now. Unfortunate for him, but maybe gained enough points in the earlier race stages, you know, to advance on through, but unfortunately, this can happen. Green flag racing. Only 2 cautions today. One at the very beginning of the race on lap 4 with this man right here, Nick Lights. And then one at the beginning of stage 3, a pretty big one actually, involving Frankie Barroso and Michael Johnson actually, who are somewhat near each other. So not great runs for them. They're currently in 16th and 17th. They're going to need a caution flag or just something to kind of reset this all right now, but tough battle. Angel still has the lead. Potentially waiting for a caution to come out if that were to happen. Be able to get those tires on and maintain it. It's a Hail Mary move, but might not be a bad one, especially with all the cars we saw spinning out coming down pit road. I mean, that that can always happen, right? Green flag stops are great, but we've definitely seen it where that can happen. Bates in P2, Rob in 3rd spot, Blaze Crawford right behind in P4. On his way through right now. So once we get through, green flag stops, we should see Blaze get back to the front. So we'll let this play out this last 30 laps. Folks, getting down to it. And this race is flying by. It's just past 10:30 on the East Coast. And whew, we are going to end this thing well before 11 the way we're going. So awesome to see. Lead change, or not lead change, but change for position up here. Blaze Crawford around Tim Robb. Good stuff here. I believe, trying to see if I can find my notes here. But Bates and Angel, for some reason I thought that they didn't come down pit road, but I think they did, but only took right sides. It could be wrong here, but I think that's what happened. That's why Angel is up front. Again, right now by the 3.3 seconds. So Angel is the leader right now. Crawford is right behind him, 3.5 seconds back. Brandon 6 obviously in front. 6 is not on the lead lap, unfortunately. He is down on the lap, I believe 2 actually. So he's probably going to try and hold up Blaze as much as he can. I don't know why, but maybe, right? Because if a new winner wins this race in Christian Angel, this is a better chance for 6 to get into the playoffs or into that championship 4, because if Blaze wins, he's automatic, right? But if Blaze doesn't win this race, it comes down to points. So that could be huge for what they're trying to accomplish here. P3 up for grabs. Looks like Tim Robb and a bunch of these guys making some moves here. Max Brady still very solid in this race. But you can see how spread out the field is right now, because, man, those green flag stops, you know, some guys take 2, some guys take 4, some guys aren't, you know, are slower on pit entry or pit exit. And this is what can happen. So, man, good stuff so far. Christian Angel, though, man, this is what we want to see. Can Christian make this happen? He's got Tyler Dohar, his teammate behind him. Can he hold up Blaze, right? Frankie Barroso right there as well. I mean, these guys probably aren't thinking about that, right? I mean, Frankie's, hey, he's thinking about getting as many points as he can to get himself into that championship, right? He's not going to be focused on, hey, am I going to help Christian? Am I going to... You never know. But right now, 2.7 seconds back. That gap is not... It's not gaining as much as you think it would be at this point. Brandon 6 might be holding him up. Then again, they're probably holding up on tires too. Still 23 laps to go. Just never know. Christian Angel, if he can make his way out on fuel and the tires, this could be huge for him. Imagine Christian Angel winning this race. I'll tell you what, that would be just huge for him. You know, the team obviously would be incredible. 2.5 seconds of a differential though. Let's kind of go through the field here. About 22 laps to go. Gonna figure out what's going on. Stage 2 winner, Devin Smecker in P7. Oh, stage 1, excuse me. Stage 1 winner in P7 right now. Devin Smecker holding on to his tires. I think he did exactly what he needed to do earlier in stage 1, but I think everybody else caught on after stage 1. So either way, good finish, P7. This might catapult him to that championship 4. Doesn't need to win this race, but just needed a solid day. And this could be it, man. Good stuff for him. Michael Johnson, very fast as well, obviously. Right there, Blaze Crawford again, P2. Stage 2 winner, trying to catch the leader right now, Christian Angel. And he has been catching a little bit. Man, Blaze actually kind of fell off of 6th there a little bit, and now Bowie has gone past as well. Brendan Bowie is currently sitting 19th. Just got his lap back the old school way, I believe. So, interesting move here to see what's going on. But man, leader is definitely catching up to Crawford, or to Angel, excuse me. 2 seconds just about. 19 laps to go in this race. Can Christian Angel hold on to it? If not, Blaze Crawford has the W in sights. And man, I'll tell you what, once Blaze got the lead, he did not turn away from it. He has been right there. Really good job so far. Tim Robin P4 is incredible. That's a very good run for him. Dylan Bates too. These guys, hey, they're all going for that Challenger Championship, right? Him, Angel, and Dylan Bates, they're all pretty much tied, basically, for that contention, trying to get themselves into basically their Championship 4, the Challenger 4, next week. So, good stuff. Nick Lights, great recovery to a P9. Not sure, though, that it'll be enough to advance himself. But a solid day, nonetheless. Joseph Mealy, the same thing. Daryl Young up to P12. Middle of the pack right now. Not too bad for a lot of these guys. Michael Johnson, Frankie Barroso, man, this is not what they needed with 16 to go. Barring some kind of, some act of God, Frankie Barroso is not going to be advancing into that championship. Michael Johnson might. He's had great points up until this point. He might be okay, but a 16th spot right now, that's a tough one to swallow. We will see when all the points work out. Brandon 6th, the same thing. 22nd spot. Again, not sure if he had a speeding or a pit road violation. It would appear to be. He was holding in the pits for a long time, so we'll see for sure. Christian Angel, though, right now the leader, trying to hold off Blaze Crawford. And right now you've got Blaze Crawford right behind Bowie and Brandon 6. What happens here, right? Does Angel have enough? It's 1 second now. The handling on that machine, the 75, is definitely going away. You can kind of see it just by the gap. But there's a lot of traffic between them. So who can make this happen? Christian, assuming he can have enough fuel, he can win this race, but he just has to be, he cannot make a mistake here. The gap is closing though, 0.8 of a second. It's about 0.2 a lap, so at this rate, Blaze will definitely catch him. But with all the traffic behind, You know what happens, right? Grant Salzano, his teammate, he's right there. Does he kind of pull a blockade on the leader? It doesn't seem like he will. Interesting to see, though, how Brandon 6 has maintained his spot ahead of the 12 of Blaze Crawford. Interesting there for sure. 0.7 of a second is the gap. 10 laps to go here. What happens? Crawford's right there. Max Brady in third spot. Within reach, but a second behind Crawford, his teammate. Right here. It is so close now. 0.4. However this race ends, Christian Angel definitely played his cards right and made it happen. Nine to go. The gap is right there. Looks like Christian really can't wrap that bottom edge. Looks like the car's just too tight. Crawford's going to get him here, I think, within this next lap or two. Here's the leader. And here's Crawford. Can't quite make it happen just yet. Blaze going to try the way outside lane here. Might get a good run on the outside. Dives down low. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So 3 wide. Blaze is going to go for it. Up against Brandon 6. Brandon 6 definitely playing spoiler here. Right in front of Blaze Crawford. The leaders side by side here. Christian Angel so close. Blaze is there though. Just has to be patient to try and get around him. Lap traffic is all over the place. Matthew Pont might play a role into this too. He's right there. 3 wide here. Christian not going to give up that lead with 6 to go. What does Christian Angel do here? Does he give him a little love tap? Is there aggression shown? Blaze wants to find himself in that championship 4, but Christian wants to get his first win. Not going to be enough right there. Crawford going to get around him with 5 laps to go here. Looks like Angel just didn't have the tire to hold on to it. But man, what a great move though to lock himself potentially into a top 3 here. Blaze Crawford might be lights out at this point. Tire strategy really key right now. Christian Angel in P2. Brady though, he's right there as well. Might sneak in for a second place spot. Could be getting a 1-2 Flagship Motorsports here in just a second. Devin Sprecher in P4. What a great run for him. Phipps as well. Kind of a quiet day for Phipps, but I'll tell you what, a P5. What a great day for him. He'll love that. Anderson 6th, Rob 7th so far. Couple laps to go. Big races for a lot of these guys. This battle here, 2 laps to go. Brady going to go underneath Christian Angel. Trying to lock in that second spot. Doesn't have it just yet. Ooh, close. Will we get the white flag here this next time by? Here comes Blaze Crawford. Takes the white flag. Yes, he does. Sponsored by Cardano. Man, he has led majority of this race. And once he got to the front and figured out his tire wear and the clean air, he has just been lights out today. A late race pass to pass Christian Angel is going to nab him his 3rd win of the season and also his key into the championship 4. Blaze Crawford wins the Plomin Hard Fork 200 here and advances to the championship 4 in Las Vegas. Unbelievable job here for Blaze Crawford to get this job done, man. He again, he figured it out when he needed to, and then when he did, that was it. Lights out for Crawford. 3rd W of the season. An extremely impressive job right there for the 12. P2 is Christian Angel. Man, I'll tell you what, a career day for Christian Angel. We'll talk to him in just a bit. Unbelievable run. But P3, his teammate, Max Brady. A first and third is a pretty good run there for those two guys. Blaze Crawford, we know, is locked into the Championship 4. And man, if I do some quick math here in my head, it would appear that Max Brady might also be unofficially in the Championship 4 as well. We'll get word on that a little later on, but man, awesome run. We'll take a step aside for a second, folks. Thank a sponsor or two. Then we'll come back and talk to your top 3. All right, folks, welcome back to the Plomin Hard Fork 200 here at Iowa. We are at the conclusion. Blaze Crawford, your winner today. Man, let's bring in... Unbelievable. Let's bring in real quick Max Brady, P3. We usually go 3, 2, 1 here, so let's bring him in real fast. Where is Max? Here he is, Max Brady. There's the man, Max Brady, in that number 5 machine. Man, looking so good. P3 today, I'll tell you what, so far, all playoffs, you've been kind of right there and got so close to that P2 right there. But a 3rd spot, gonna be happy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked with that. I cannot lie, those first 75 laps, I don't know what I don't know what I was doing. I felt like I was driving it as I guess you can say as cautious as I could because of the tires. And I mean, I was just like blowing my tires out of the water. I would stay up there for like 20 laps, and then I was really struggling. So the second stage ended, and my big dog Blaze Crawford told me a line to run, so I ran that the last 100 laps, and it worked. So I really wish I could have got that P2, but there was no reason for me to go in there and hit Christian or anything like that. I already knew I was safely locked into the championship race, so you know, we had a good brawl there. Actually, Christian was really fast tonight, so shout out to him. And Blaze got the clean air, and I think once you get the clean air, it's kind of game over with Blaze. He's that good of a driver. He knows how to control his stuff whenever the opportunity presents itself to get to the lead. So I'll take my P3 though.
Yes, sir. I was going to say, yeah, I did some kind of rough math in my head, and yeah, I'm pretty sure unofficially, of course, but yeah, Championship 4, man, that's going to be pretty sweet. Obviously, after a long season, you get yourself to Las Vegas. What are your thoughts about Vegas? Like, you know, are you good there? What do you expect?
I think I'll be fairly decent. I feel like I'm pretty good with the 1.5-mile tracks on the next gen car, and I won at Old Texas this year, and I feel like that's pretty similar to Vegas. So I think my only thing is if I can just keep the tires on it, I think we'll have a pretty good shot. I have a very bad issue of being a thunderfoot, so if I can just calm down on that one, I think, and obviously stay up with the other 3 people. I know Blaze is one of them. I don't know I know Bowie's one. I'm assuming it'll either be Schmerker or Johnson. So all very good drivers. So it'll be a good race. But yeah, I think we'll have a good shot at it. Just got to qualify well and keep track position, and then get down to the nitty gritty whenever we get there.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, awesome stuff today as usual. Give us a shout out real quick to your sponsors, man. Good stuff today.
Yeah, first of all, not a sponsor, but big shout out to Blaze for the big dub. I knew once he got in clean air there, it was going to be hard to beat him. So shout out to Big Blaze. And then shout out obviously to Flagship Modas. They bring amazing cars for the track week in and week out, the big motos. And a shout out to all my sponsors, Plum Dogs Auto Repair, San Antonio Karting Complex, Wheels America, Texas OEM Wheels, Oasis Sim Racing, Southern Diesel Solutions, and obviously Harpoon Designs for the beautiful looking paint scheme. We'll bring this thing to Vegas and see if we can get ourselves a chip.
Love that, man. Hey, congrats again. We'll see you next week, dude. Good stuff.
Appreciate you.
There he is, P3, Max Brady. Man, what a good job for him. And hey, let's bring in the man, Christian Angel. Career day, in my opinion, for Christian Angel. Probably the best race I've seen him put together this season. Let's bring him in real quick. Get our cameras all lined up. I'm sure this is not going to be... We might get trolled here, but we'll see. Hey, we'll see. Let's talk to the man. Here he is, Christian Angel, man. Unreal. Absolute goated race from this 75, man. He did a great job today. Again, I called it your career best race I've seen you do today. Just had it. You did everything right. Obviously, it looks like you lost some tire wear maybe at the end there, but you held on, dude, for a P2. How do you feel?
I felt really good. A little bit heartbroken we didn't get the job done, get in a victory lane, but overall it was a great race. Really happy that I could bring the Harpoon Design racing car for a top 3, considering the season that I've had. It's been a lot of heartbreak, a lot of speed, just had nothing to show for it. So really glad I could finally get the result to show, all the speed that I've had all season.
That's really good stuff, man. I mean, obviously you were, fast the whole race. You won the pole, which was amazing, by the way. Good stuff. You had the extra point there. I mean, and then, man, just overall really good stuff. Again, rough math in my head. I'm pretty sure you'll be moving on to the Challenger 4 for that championship there. So good stuff, obviously. And man, just a really good run today. So give us real quick your, sponsors, friends and family, man. What you got for us today?
Shout out to Harpoon Design Racing. Shout out Brantley for always spotting us. We had Mark spotting me tonight, so shout out to Mark, kind of helping coach me just a little bit more. Shout out to Vector. Vector's our little cheerleader, and we love Vector. And I'd just like to say shout out to my grandma. She's been on the car ever since we lost her last year, so it was really cool to get a top 3 with her on the car. That's always a good feeling to be able to carry her in the top 3.
Hey, man, we love that. We'll see you next week, obviously, at Las Vegas. Very fun track for the Challenger 4. And yeah, man, good stuff today. We'll see you then.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
There he is, Christian Angel. Why did my music turn off, by the way? Gonna have to, there we go. Peace. Hello. All right. Let's bring him in. The winner today, Blaze Crawford. Let's get the man in. Here he is, the winner today of the Plomin Hard Fork 200, Blaze Crawford, the 3rd win of the season, and it couldn't be at a better time. You lock yourself into the Championship 4, going for that championship, baby. Redemption after last year. How do you feel, dude?
Yeah, man. I think kind of what happened and then what we thought about after stage 2 kind of happened there. I just kind of kept it underneath me and bit my time and kept it out front. Feels really good to get a win and get back in victory lane and know I'm gonna go out there and race it for a championship against my my great teammate Max Brady, who came up a little short tonight. I just I had the edge on him, kind of was coaching him through the race, and so I had to show him who the main man is around here. You know what I'm saying?
Love that, man. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be a good time next week. We know 3 of the 4 who are gonna be in the championship. You, Bowie, and Brady, according to my my math, but that 4th one, not too sure about just yet, but good stuff, dude, obviously. And next week at Vegas should always be a fun time. Man, last couple races there for us have been bangers, so can't wait for that. Today was one of the best races, I would probably say, of the season. It's just a lot of fun, 2 and 3 wide. A lot of fun to see that. But, hey, give us a quick shout-out, man, to your sponsors or friends and family. What you got for us today?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely probably the best race of the season, no doubt. I think we had like 1 caution per incident, other than the stages, so you can't really beat that. A lot of green racing, hits the green flag pit stop cycle, which is awesome. But definitely a big shout out to Matthew Fleming and Flag Motorsports, man. Flag Motor's been fast at the end of the season, right when we needed them. So can't thank Texas OEM Wheels for being on the side of this thing, man. They're gonna look good out front next week. me and Max going for that title. Which we won that team title, but with the circumstances of the season, not making a few of the races, missed out on some points there. But you know, a championship for myself and would be definitely something I would like to make happen. But shout out to my family as well for watching, my girlfriend, my parents, everyone. They're awesome. We're gonna enjoy this week, and we'll be back next week for a good time, man, for sure. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir, dude. Hey, go and celebrate, man. We'll see you next week, Las Vegas. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There he is, the winner today. Blaze Crawford gets the job done here from Iowa. Yeah, arguably, man, probably one of the better races of the season. I think Darlington's probably up there too, and man, just really, really good stuff. So far, these playoffs have been 2 incredible races and then 2 races that are maybe forgettable, but that can sometimes be the polarizing effect of, man, just how this thing can be. But good stuff right now. Again, by the way, didn't mention it earlier, but man, awesome sponsor today. Again, Matthew Plomin, rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. And just, man, crazy. Just about the hard fork part of it. On Cardano, a hard fork event represents a moment when the blockchain seamlessly upgrades to introduce new features and functionality. There is a tradition of naming hard forks after historical figures or prominent members of the Cardano community that have passed away. So the Plomin hard fork will usher in the era of full community-driven governance of the Cardano blockchain. Awesome stuff. So memorial race for us today for him, and definitely means so much to so many people. So cannot wait to get back into the booth, folks, next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Will be a lot of fun. The championship race, it's here already. Las Vegas will be it. Watch our socials on X, mostly on X, at ASRA iRacing, and we'll be posting the results for the Championship 4 and all the points and whatnot and everything involved in that to get you ready for that race. So Las Vegas next week, 9 p.m. Awesome stuff. Big thanks to you folks. Hit the like button, subscribe button. We just hit like 812 subs, I think it was. So awesome stuff right there. We're getting closer to our goal of 1,000 at some point. So have a good night, folks. We love you. We'll see you next week.